everybody, welcome back to another video, the T on NPD and relationships. Hello everyone, to all of my new subscribers and new family members, hello, hi, and welcome. And to my tribe and family at large, welcome back. Thank you all so much for coming back and of course watching another video. Fam, you know I'm always plugging our weekly live streams. We are going back to our weekly live streams. We're getting back on track, building that live stream again. Listen, I would love to see you there. And this week, or actually we've been in the series, Are You Spiritually Compromised? Which is an excellent series because we need to understand what actually compromises our spiritual protection, especially when you got so many people out here trying to take it away or trying to do things in the spiritual realm that are going to cause you harm. You understand what I'm saying? And those of you that know, you know. Okay? All right, y'all. So listen, I'd love to see you there so you can learn all about this. And also we talk about other topics that are crucial to your healing and restoration from narcissistic abuse. So I'd love to see you in that live stream. All right. And y'all know, family, I'm always asking you all. Oh, let me just make sure I say this. When if you're on the Facebook and YouTube platforms, please make sure you turn your notification bells on so you know when we're going to go live. Okay, so you'll know when we're going to go live on the channel. And so when we go live and drop a video, you will get that notification on your phone or your device or whatever to let you know that we're either live or we dropped another video. All right. And y'all know I'm about to talk about this like button because y'all know I'm always on this like button. Y'all been letting the sister down here lately. Okay. I'm like, Lord, family, y'all got to pay it forward. Okay. Please do that because people hit it. The only way you will find this channel, okay, is by God, of course, but also too, because other people before you hit the like button. Okay. Why don't you please pay it forward and hit the like button for them? It helps the information spread throughout the algorithm. So people just like you that needed that help, that drink of water from what we're offering here on the channel, the content, listen, they need it. So hit that like button. Okay, y'all know the goal of the day is 2.1k plus on the likes. Y'all know, if you rocks with your girl, y'all what, hit that like button, hit that like button. Y'all hit it for me, okay? Please and thank you. It's absolutely free. It doesn't cost you anything. All right. And I'm not begging. And if you think I'm begging, then you're just weird. Okay. And that's okay. And I don't need you to leave a comment in the comment section or anything like that. Every content creator that has a frontal lobe and they are serious about their content getting out, they are going to ask you to hit the like button. Okay. So if you're not in this YouTube space and you don't make content, then you don't even really have a thing to say about it. You know what I'm saying? Either just you're going to hit the like button or you're not. But I don't want to hear your negative comments, so don't get in my comment section with that. All right, because what I'm doing and what I'm asking for is totally rational. All right, y'all, I had to go there this morning. Okay, all right. Hello, y'all, please come on. Y'all should see some of the comments I get. Okay, let's move on. All right, so get your copy. Y'all know I'm talking about the book. Get your copy of Seduced by Satan. It is pinned in the description below. Okay, this video, it is pinned in the description below this video. Listen, want y'all to pick it up. If you want to listen, this is your next good read. Showstopper, jaw dropper. When you going on your next vacation, whatever, put it in your bag, take it on the plane with you, train or whatever you're doing. Make sure you get a copy for yourself and someone else. All right. And it's pinned in the description below. It's based on a true story. All right. Okay, y'all, let's jump in. We had to go a little longer with our preliminaries this morning, but I felt the need to say something about that like button. Okay. Yeah, I had to say something about that. All right. So listen, let's jump into the topic of this video. Let's get right to it. I want to talk about when the narcissist sees you as the supply, they will always be obsessed with. Okay. This comes from a question I was asked recently about, does the narcissist, do they have to worry about now that the narcissist has a new supply, do they have to worry that the narcissist is going to come back? Is the narcissist going to, because they've been no contact for some time, and basically just want to know, is the narcissist going to come back to them and begin to bug them and you know, basically just not allow them to live their life in peace. Okay, first of all, let me just say this. A new supply being in the narcissist's life doesn't mean a thing. Okay, it doesn't. It just depends on what type of supply you were to the narcissist. All right. And also, too, you have to remember a few things. A narcissist doesn't typically go and get help for their condition. Most of them go undiagnosed. You know, people just like, oh, they're just toxic people, and they don't heal and move on like normal people because they don't go get help. Okay, so there are a lot of things that stay stuck in the narcissist, and one of those things is, you know, they're stuck at a very immature emotional age, you know, so that doesn't allow them to process breakups, relationships, all of those different things the way that a normal person would process those things. Okay, so I just want to kind of set the stage right there. But when you are the type of supply, or when you are the supply that the narcissist will always be obsessed with, there's some things, or there's some characteristics about that type of supply when it comes to a narcissist. And what happens is generally this. First of all supply is not created equal. And just because a narcissist has a new supply does not mean that they're not looking, they're not still searching for your social media profiles. Listen, I still get random text from probably and I have an idea as to probably which narcissist it is, but just wanting to engage randomly, you know, from random text or whatever. But what actually sets the stage for them to actually be in that space of obsessing, or they, you know, they're going to obsess over you, and you'll just be an object of their obsession pretty much for the rest of their lives, is number one, are you considered the one that got away? And if you've just seen my video on that, you'll see kind of like where I'm going with this. Okay, a narcissist has what they call they like to objectify supply. And not only that, they see you as their property. Now, you are going to be the target of their obsession if you were the one that basically initiated the final discard, or when the narcissist initiated the final when the narcissist initiated the discard, you made it final. Okay, and you were a person that, of course, you know, when they come into the relationship, they're going to parentify you. That's just something that you can't get around. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, you were the one that held them down. You were the one that gave them all of the validation, the confirmation, and things like that. But one of the most important things you did was that you showed them, even in tough times, when the narcissist was being disrespectful, when them clowns was doing all that they could do to just destroy you, you still held your ground in the relationship. You were still loyal. You never left them. See, these are things that don't leave their minds, okay? Because remember now, I teach you all, don't remember the narcissist that you don't need to remember the narcissist that you met. Remember the one that you left, because the one that you left, okay, that one right there, that's the true narcissist, okay? But here's the deal. A narcissist is going to always remember the you that they met, because remember, you never really changed in the relationship. So you see how that works? You see how that works? So they're going to constantly have great memories of you and all of the great things that you did in their lives. Okay. Every supply doesn't have that. Why? Because every supply doesn't rise to that level of importance in the narcissist's life. So if you are that person that provided that safety space, or that safe space for the narcissist, they came to you, and even if they were lying to you, they told you their problems. And a lot of times it was victimhood stories or whatever. Your empathy was so much so that you will always tell them, you know, hey, it's going to be okay. You will always try to protect the narcissist. See, the narcissist doesn't forget things like this. You know, they don't. And most of the time, your type of supply is going to be like a once in a lifetime deal. Or, they may get a couple of them like you, but you got to remember that because of the shallowness of a narcissist, they don't understand. They're not able to really pull the energy from other supplies to pull another supply like you, right? So it's going to be very hard to get another you. So because of that, most of the time, whenever they get a new supply after you, that new supply is nothing in comparison to you. They're just using that supply to basically get by. That's it. Just get enough of what they can get from that supply and go on. That's all they can do. So when you see when you are the object of their obsession, it's because you have shown them a side of you, or the way that your personality was in the relationship. They can never forget that. You are the person that, even though you have blocked the narcissist on whatever. I mean, you basically told the narc, I don't want nothing else to do with you. The narcissist has tried to get you through sympathy stories. They've lied, even though they did run a smear campaign, and that's just to basically cover themselves, because they don't want to look like a fool, because their image is always up there. You know what I'm saying? They want to project that image out there like they are so high and mighty, and they're just nothing. They some whole backwards walking giraffes. I said it. You know what I'm saying? But because of what you brought to their lives, the style, the class, the charisma, all of those different things. I don't know what that was. All of those different things. All of the comfort, the ability for them to just do whatever it is they wanted to do and not fear that they were going to lose you, because at one point you were taking everything. You see what I'm saying? The narcissist does not forget that. And because of that, what happens is when you decide that you're going to make that discard final, the narcissist never gets over that. And that's why, and some people say, oh, the narcissists just move on. They don't care. That's a lie. That's a lie. It really is. That's why you still getting random text on your phone from numbers that you don't know. That's why they're still trying to send information through the grapevine. You know what I'm saying? All the flying monkeys that basically are still in contact with the narcissist are still coming back telling you things from time to time. Narcissists still trying to keep in touch with your family and ask them what's going on with you or whatever. They got a whole new supply over there. You're like, why are you over here messing with? Why are you calling my people? Why are you sending messages? Don't you have somebody else? But you're still remaining no contact. Okay, but that is why, because you are a person that they will never ever forget. And the way that a narcissist's mind works is that in their mind, you're still their property. I know it sounds crazy. I know it does. I know you probably like, how in the world? But that's how it works in their mind. And that's unfortunate. And that's why I say some of y'all, unfortunately, have you're going to have an unwanted fan for life. And that's why. Because the way you treated that narcissist, what you did, how you did it, the conveniences, all of the resources that came with you, baby, they ain't getting that in every relationship. Are you kidding me? Every supply that they're with are not giving them that type of supply. So when they find one that does that, that is not an easy thing for them. That's not an easy thing for them to let go. And so it does bring about an obsession. And that's why you see them stalking your social media, unfortunately. You see them basically going after... they're trying to, you're no contact and they're still trying to have a conversation with you about whatever it is that they can, they just anything, just can I say a word to you? Can we exchange sentences? Can we exchange pleasantries? You know what I'm saying? These clowns go, this is for real though. And it's kind of sad, because it's really not, it's not funny, because sometimes their obsession will drive them to do some very dangerous things. And that's why you have to be careful when you're dealing with them, because if you have one that has a psychopath diagnosis too, then you got a whole fool on your hands. So you got to really, really be careful. But these are the things that causes a narcissist to see you as a person that they will obsess over forever, because they just don't get over it. Unfortunately, they don't heal. They just move on. And just because you moved on doesn't mean that you have healed. See, when you heal, you can close that door. You can close that chapter. And so that person is now a person of your past. The narcissists don't see you as a person of the past. They see you as a person of recent, right now, all the time. Why? Because they don't heal. That you're to them, now that you're gone, you're still, in their mind, you still belong to them. You just over there with somebody else that you shouldn't be with, and you actually should be with them. And that's why in their deranged minds, they can't let go. And it's unfortunate for them because, I mean, think about it. That's a tortured soul. Because if that's the way that they do business, that's the life that they live in. You know, the different supplies, like I said, all supplies not created equal. But if that's the type of life they live, can you imagine being tortured like that? You treated somebody like trash, and now your repayment, your punishment for that is memories that these people treated you kind and all of this stuff. Every day you got to reflect on that. That's part of their punishment. And that's why they do and act the way that they do sometimes, is because these are some tortured souls. Okay? So this is why you see the narcissist like that. And yeah, is it uncomfortable? Yeah. Is it weird, strange? Yeah, it is. Just be careful. You know, just watch your surroundings and everything. Make sure you remain no contact. Keep your stuff safe. Try not to put too much on social media that could show them, especially if you're dealing with a nut, your location or whatever like that. Because if you don't want them to know where you are, just be real careful with that type of stuff. But yeah, this is how the narcissist sees you as the supply they will always obsess over because of these different things. All right. So y'all take really good care of yourselves, family. I love you all, and I will see you all in the next video. And I will see you all healed and whole at the top. Shalom, family. Peace.